I'm no guru at this, but I'm going to try and bring a perspective based on things that I've noticed in the industry. And what I've noticed or we've noticed is that, like we discussed yesterday, there is a keen desire, whether through Energy Star or USGBC Lead or WaterSense, to try and conserve energy or water in some form. However, what we've noticed is that none of these fully address the structure's waste management systems, which means appliance fixtures drain to the junction of the municipal sewage. So there's a gap there, and most of the focus is revolving around conserving water at the supply side, reduce the flow rates, reduce shower head flow rates, and all that kind of stuff. But when you do that, we believe there are larger issues to be addressed on the disposal side and treatment side of things, because there's a lot bigger issue coming our way shortly, as this slide will show. Conventional drain systems, we all know, and this is out of real data from customers, over 65% of the customers or homeowners on an annual basis face a drain clog of some sort. And that is with existing flow rates of 2.5 gallon a minute faucets and shower heads and all of that stuff. Now, as we are driving ourselves towards water conservation by reducing flow rates, essentially, that doesn't sound good. I pressed something that was not to be pressed. So essentially, we know today that billions of dollars are poured down the drain in the form of secondary drain cleaning solutions, which are ineffective naturally because you keep doing it over and over again. And reduced flow water fixtures for water conservation are going to compound the problem. As you can see with this slide, what it shows you is that this is 2 gallon a minute. And now you're going to a gallon and a half gallon. And you can see what is happening to the width and height of the water traveling in the drain pipes. And if it's going from here to there, it is not very difficult to understand that debris that could have been cleared here can't be cleared there. So if we were having drain clogs here, we're going to have compounded drain clogs there in the future. And it's going to be a bigger problem just waiting to happen, and we're kind of raising this as an issue. If you look at current situation with drain management, there are performance issues, which is slow and blocked drains, corrosive chemicals are used, and aesthetics of the fixtures is diminished. But there is economic and quality of life issues, which is in terms of the cost related to the drain management. The blocked drains can cause water spill and flooding and so on. But then when you look at the safety and environmental issues, this is the big one, because there is about 100 million gallons of chemical drain openers poured down the drain annually in the US alone. And when you look at those, what they're doing is they are contaminating the gray water, so it needs to be treated more for reuse. They are damaging our plumbing fixtures and pipes. Potentially kids and pets poisoning issues are there. They're also causing potential burns to eyes. And if you look at NSC data, you'll find that this is all happening now. There's also issues with all the other types of drain cleaning devices that we use, whether it be snakes or whatever. What we've noticed is that for drain efficiency to be improved, there are two key factors: volume of water and flow rate. It's not a rocket science. And with low flow rates, as we are reducing the flow rates, it's reducing the drain efficiency of the system, i.e. the disposal efficiency. And debris is left in these areas that can promote buildup of additional debris and create a medium for biofilm growth. And also, this can reduce the flow efficiency of the piping system overall. So we are dealing with issues that are going to come here shortly as a result of, in fact, Gary, I think, is presenting a similar subject, which is, unwanted issues related to water conservation. And this is one of those. But when you look at the impact of low flow rates, it's not just clogs, it's also resulting in increase of water usage because people would want to run water for longer periods of time to get their drains cleared. Also, it is increased energy usage because people would want to use hot water to keep their drains flowing. So it's hurting us from both sides. On one side, we're trying to conserve, but on the other side, we are giving away some of the advantages or conservation that we're trying to make. So in terms of a sustainable design, we think from the drain management side, we need to look at things holistically and find products or develop products and technologies that would eliminate the use of chemicals as a first step, so we don't have to then treat water that much for gray water reuse and recycling. Also, they need to be efficient and effective with the lower flow rate devices or fixtures, whether that be faucet or shower head. They need to contribute to safe and healthy environment, conserve natural resources, which means they need to be made of materials that are going to be long lasting or longer lasting and probably never have to be replaced. And then also preferably made out of 100% recyclable components, so you are staying on the green side of things. I'm going to show you 2 or 3. This is not a sales pitch. This is really showing you what a small company like us has been able to do in this regard. And we have launched 2 or 3 products. And essentially the first product is a no clog drain. And some of you have seen this before. It's basically replacing a conventional P-trap in the form where it's generating turbulence because of its geometry. So as the water comes down with debris, it propels debris out automatically. And then it's clear, so you can actually see what's going on in there. I don't understand why all of the plumbing is not clear, because if that was the case, in many instances you wouldn't have to second guess and use a lot of time. You'd be able to find out where the problem is. But we chose for it to be clear. And then we've got this dial that acts like a squeegee wiper, and if there's a little debris buildup, you can just go ahead and swipe it clean. So essentially you're eliminating the use of chemicals by doing this, and also eliminating the use of plungers and whatever else goes with it. If you look at the performance, like I showed you previously, this one is at 1 gallon, and this is at 1 gallon, this is at 2 gallon, and you'd see the width and height of the water column through the waste storm or through the tailpipe. With PermaFlow, with this device, you can actually simulate that by creating the pressure surge using the wiper. And what it's doing is essentially giving you the opportunity to, without flowing more water, still be able to clear debris at the same flow rate as if the flow rates did not change for the debris purposes, unless you change your operating infrastructure. We've also launched another product, which is a clog-free pop-up stopper. And what this is your regular pop-up stopper that goes in the drain has a rod extending into it where all the debris gets and the hairs get built up. And they do 2 things. One, they cause a slower flow, but they also have the odor and all the indoor air quality issues. With this one, we converted it to a magnetic design, and what we did is we eliminated the rod inside the stopper. So all you're doing is you are able to remove the stopper at any point of time. There is full flow and full clear path from the sink to the P-trap. You could use a bottle brush to go clean the area if you wanted to. You never have to pour chemicals. It's a very simple, easy solution.